We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it! My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and it is time to talk about the New York mayoral election. Now, one of the big reasons that I think that this is important and this is an under-discussed topic is because the New York City mayor really sets the tone for the entire state. And not only the entire state, but the peripheral areas on the East Coast surrounding it, in particularly New Jersey, Connecticut, even Pennsylvania to some extent, Massachusetts as well. And it builds this block of policies that you often see universally in the region, okay? Very dangerous because essentially this time around, they're telling you there are two choices, despite the fact the third choice is actually a mainline candidate for the Republican Party, Curtis Sliwa, which we will certainly get into in this. But the thing no one's talking about is that both Mamdani and Cuomo, it's not Democrat, it's not socialist, it's not communist, all right? They are techno-fascistic predator class minions, okay, at the altar of globalism at all costs. The danger in particular with Mamdani is that the Overton window has shifted so much that the rhetoric is much more dangerous with him than Cuomo in a lot of respects, and the ability to kind of separate people through divisive cultural norms that get projected into the media. Those are the real dangers, okay, with him. With Cuomo, I mean, I think anybody who watched what happened during the COVID 1984 nightmare and the subsequent way in which his involvement in the nursing home scandals and really the authoritarian behavior overall, right? And I mean, the voting stuff, forget about it, all of it. Instead of being taken to task criminally for that, they got rid of him for some Johnny nonsense grab ass stuff. And by the way, despite the fact of him losing those cases, he's gone back and actually taken suit. Remember, they sold you this guy as America's governor, Cuomo, during this time. There was all this talk that he was going to be the nominee in 2020. They gave the guy an Emmy. He wrote a best-selling book. I mean, they pushed Cuomo hard. And the bottom line is we should be just as, if not more, disturbed by the fact that a certain sect of the establishment decided to run that guy under the guise of an independent with mainline, quote-unquote, conservative and Republican donors that, again, moved that Overton window. After all, and he's not on trial. He's not under criminal investigation for the actual crimes that he committed. No. Andrew Capo Cuomo is still in the game. Now, we can argue all day over which of those two guys would be worse. But the obvious choice, even on the lesser of quote-unquote two, in this case 3 evils, is Curtis Sliwa. Guy's not perfect. Don't agree with everything he said or done in the past. Quite frankly, have never done really deep dives into Sliwa. For those that don't know, Guardian Angels was a big thing in New York City, especially during the 80s. Okay, when crime was really up, I can tell you from like experience, and this is why I think that firsthand experience and it being around society, seeing it firsthand through whatever lens you're at that point is so important. You can reflect on it later. But New York City, especially the Bronx, okay, on the way into Manhattan, was a very visually scary place. I mean, you go there now, I mean, you still got a head on a swivel, especially in these very, very populated areas. But it ain't even close. It ain't even close. I mean, Sliwa, say what you want about vigilantism. The guy got his community together and got people to patrol these areas that were high crime. He put skin in the game. I mean, just that alone, no matter how mainline his positions are and how much I disagree with him, he's head and shoulders above the other two. And yet, in a lot of ways, the media has portrayed that there's not even somebody running. So like he's not even relevant. In fact, the Muskernuts himself, with his tweet saying basically, if you vote for Sliwa, it's a vote for Mamdani, has pledged his allegiance to Andrew Capo Cuomo, and that doesn't shock me. And I'm going to show you just a little clip why. Because Musk is another one. Just should be absolutely criminally investigated via that same nightmare with Tesla and CureVac's partnership, which we'll show you in a moment. Okay? This is a take you're getting absolutely nowhere else. I promise you that. We've got so much to talk about here. All right, so what I need you to do right now is, if you are new to the broadcast, I know we brought some people in through the interview with SGT Report. If you haven't seen that, Bermas Brigade, that's out there. Let's thumbs it up, subscribe, share, ring that bell for notifications. If you are subscribed, check and make sure that you're ringing that bell and you get the notifications for the broadcast, because we also show our work here. We're going to cite articles and videos you can find yourself. And I think that's really part of the game, is where it doesn't matter about me. The information, the raw source data needs to get out to as many people as possible. And look, I'll give you an example of where I think we've been somewhat successful, and we're going to continue to be more successful. Dennis Bushnell and that Future Warfare 2025 document I've seen in so many more places at this point, right? So we really have to take a look at the fact that Cuomo and Mamdani, either one of them gets in, it's Smart City Central, it's Globalist Central, it's the danger zone. So I need your support, guys. You know the drill. You're not going to get this anywhere else. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. We also have the PayPal link down below for big donors that want to be more anonymous. But buy me a coffee. This is how we do it. This is how we maintain. And I know that I've been gone for a few days, had a bit of a medical issue that maybe we'll get into in another broadcast, but not a pleasant one. Want to remind people about Marigold Resources, marigoldresources.com. They buy and sell businesses. My man Todd McGreevy is behind that. He is chilling and killing, and also over at the rcreader.com, a truly independent media organization that is even in print And, it goes hard in the paint. We love Todd. Thank you so much for sponsoring the broadcast. Follow me on X. We haven't grown on X in literal months. I mean, we drop ones right there. Yeah, 167. I don't think we've hit 48.2. So if you want the raw articles and information, they're often there as well. All right, let's get down to it. Let's do it to it. Elon Musk nuts backs Cuomo against Zoran Mamdani in New York City mayoral race. Now, number one, this just plays into that left-right bull nonsense that is an illusion. I mean, look at what's happening. Like, the right-wingers are running Andrew Capo Cuomo through independent. Like, Cuomo's suing, like, he's going to get the money he spent back when they took him out as governor. And in a lot of ways, when you have an active New York City mayor, because of the level of corruption and the ability to maneuver through these bureaucracies that have been created over the years, all right, you can do a lot more. He's extreme. Like, Cuomo would be extremely dangerous, just like Mamdani, because Mamdani's, I mean, come on, he's a construct. He's a politician. He just like Cuomo. Like, Cuomo's not like the architect of what's going to happen in New York City. No, he's the sales pitch guy. He's the pitch man, just like Musk is the pitch man for the military-industrial complex and the Defense Department. He's pitch man. So they're pitting pitch man against pitch man. Talked to my brother. It was his birthday yesterday. And he goes, man, we were talking politics. He just brought up pro wrestling for a minute. And me and him, we grew up on pro wrestling as little kids. We loved it. And he's like, we broke out of that mold pretty quickly. He goes, but, even when we were kids and you're watching and he goes, no, this can't be real. But you want it to be real so bad. He's like, you want it to be real so bad. And finally, it just breaks it so much that you just can't take it serious anymore. It's too much. He's like, I'm well beyond that point in politics. And when you look at what would happen with these guys, what do you think anything's going away? Right now, people are automatically charged for driving into areas of New York City and out. Just not in bridges, not tolls. For being in a tunnel, which, again, by the way, so much of not only New York State, but now the entire country is totally and completely automated. I've got, in fact, here's my New York State pay by toll. I don't want any of my info on here, but I've got the bill right in my hand. Okay, and we're there. There's almost nobody at those kiosks anymore. You got to get pretty much deep into the Midwest to have that. And I go through Illinois. Forget about people. It's over. They want, in that regard, where you can be tracked, not only track, trace, data-based, but charged, monetized, tokenized, if you will, in real time. That's happening, Jack. New York City style. And a lot of that stuff, again, trickles into other areas of New York, which is a massive population of 20 million people. There are 30 million people in Canada. There are 20 million people in New York State. About 10 million down in that little crevice of the city. That matters so much. All right? The AI data centers are coming. The AI that will be driven and showcased in the city, and its wonders showcased in the city, right? Because, look, they're going to want a lot of this free automated stuff. That's where Cuomo will do the same thing, but Mamdani will go to the extremes, try to push the extremes, and it'll feel like almost a good thing what actually comes into place, where I think Cuomo would just massage it more. But when he's talking about government-run grocery stores, how automated are they going to be? What kind of AI systems are they going to be driven on? And again, the AI data centers themselves are going to be throughout New York State, eating our electricity. You notice now there's a shift from Bill Gates, like total doom and gloom, about climate change and how it's going to decimate humanity and it's the big threat. Well, they're about to do some really bad things to the environment and bad things to biological life, including humans. All right? And when I say they, it ain't the Republicans or the Democrats. It's all of them. There is a select few of human beings on any political spectrum that are giving what I'm saying any kind of serious merit or challenge to it. Very few of them. That's why I like Massey, right? That's Rand Paul. MGT, making the rounds right now. A lot of people are letting her speak because she's speaking out against Trump, and in a lot of like the mainliners' minds, that kind of speaks to their agenda. But what good is Trump other than, again, moving the narrative if that narrative is totally full of bull snap? Okay? So when we talk about this, and again, going back to it, this plays into it, the whole Musk thing. Vote for Cuomo. So first of all, just today over on CNN, let's take a look of how it's played into it. Here's Mamdani talking about it.
Zoran Mamdani, thank you very much. Obviously, we're hours away.
Yes.
Hours away here. Are you ready? Do you expect it's going to be a big night for you?
I'm hopeful. I'm confident, but I'll never be complacent. But look, if people want to vote for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they should vote for Andrew Cuomo. If people want to vote for change, they should vote for me.
All right.
For Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And look, a lot of Trump's rhetoric has been good, but what's the reality? A lot of Musk's rhetoric has been good. What's the reality? All right? I mean, look politically how he's been able to, like, just, again, there it is. Elon endorses Cuomo. Another big endorsement for Andrew Cuomo. And it only cost $959 million in tax breaks. Look at the tax breaks thing. New York City corruption, New York State corruption is over the top. But when you look at how much really welfare is not only given to the individuals, but these companies that essentially act in New York, but then their bases are outside of New York. I mean, there's just so much money laundering and corruption in New York. The stock market is probably the most corrupt thing out there. And we act like it's not. You know, speaking to the absurdity of all of it, before I show you a clip of Musk, and one of the reasons I think he's more than happy to endorse Cuomo, is it's a circus. Now, I actually watched this sketch. It had its moments. And the person that plays Mamdani with the awkward smile, I mean, the guy is like smiling awkwardly and everything. Pretty good. I like Shane Gillis. The things he was saying about Sliwa were funny. And to me, look, SNL's got, plenty of material. Obviously, the TDS and a lot of the positions are over the top. But we are cartoon level here, folks. I'm just pointing it out. We are there. We are full cartoon level. And let me show you that. Okay? This is the Muskernuts at CureVac. You see right here. Let's go to it right here. See that right underneath? See my little mousey? It says CureVac in some kind of like weird font. CureVac. And they look right up here. That's Tesla. The not a car company. The government subsidized. Like everything he does is government subsidized or contracted. Everything he does. He's a spokesperson. Watch. This is him speaking about the technologies. Now, right behind him is one of the bio-nano micro factory machines, because he's in the factory, all right? And I'm going to just let him describe what it does, okay? And you decide, because he made a lot of cashola during this time period, okay? As he wears the maskola.
Magnetic microparticles, and because the DNA sticks to the small magnetic particles, we're able to stir it with magnets. So this is then magnetically stirred because the DNA is attaching to the magnetic microparticles, but the RNA does not attach to the magnetic microparticles. And then in order to separate the DNA from the RNA, you then basically magnetize the outside, and the RNA sticks to the outside, and the DNA sticks to the outside, and the RNA flows through. Did I get that correct? Okay. Okay.
Did I get that correct? You understand? He doesn't know what, like, he knows that this was profitable. No one seems to talk about it. He says that, you know, he got injury McGavined, right? I mean, I don't know that his wallet did, if he did, if that's the truth. One of the other kind of like absurdities I wanted to talk about are kind of like these mainline talking points. Again, why I can't take these things seriously. One of the big things that everybody was talking about is that Mamdani talked about his aunt who lived in fear in New York City wouldn't take the subway after 9/11. Okay? And again, there's so many these people that say they've woken up. All right? They do watch the Tuckins. Tucker Carlson just put out a documentary film about 9/11 that really does get into a lot of the holes in the story. You know, I don't even know if it's still as hardcore, and certainly not as hardcore as a Loose Change. But maybe a Fabled Enemies, close. Maybe you could argue either way. I think it's strong in some places. We got to do a full review on the rest of the parts as well. But you know, I've seen these people share things where obviously you have to look into the international intelligence operation that was 9/11, but beyond the Muslims that hate us for our freedoms and declared jihad on America with box cutters on planes, right? And the bull snap rhetoric, oh boy, and the bringing back the Osama bin Laden meme, which Trump did, you know? Yeah, recently. Again, not a great sign in the first year, guys. It's declined rapidly from the stuff out of the gates they said they were doing and they did do. You know, the Ross Ulbricht stuff. Look, they went through with the no tax on tips for as much as they could. There is some stuff here. I'm not a doom and gloomer. But at the end of the day, especially with this New York City thing, you know, with Musk weighing in, I mean, you're making that paradigm back and forth again. It's a totally false one. And it's one where right now, New York City, they're shaping that to be the first real 15-minute city because it is a mega city and they have so much control over it. Right now, by the way, you know, it is election day. A lot of people have already kind of called it for Mamdani. Like I said, Sliwa just not even in the mix. And here's a look at the ballot. And if you'll notice, Zoran's on it twice, and so is Sliwa, but Cuomo's on the bottom. You know, a lot of the right-wingers are trying to say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Come on. Let's stop. All right? Like you always see these type of anomalies. People want to vote Cuomo. They can. Eric Adams on the ballot, even though he's dropped out. You can say whatever you want about that. But the truth of the matter is, we're all losers. Like Sliwa, I'm not even saying that he would have been monumental. A lot of pressure in New York City. A lot of things going through there. I mean, that's not just a hub for the United States. It's an international hub. NYC. And, you know, just like I kind of alluded to, you know, that automation system, especially with tolls, you know, where to start, NYC, you know, where's it go to? The rest of New York State. Our bills, our taxes are higher. And look, Mamdani's promising a lot of Johnny nonsense. A lot of it. Free this, free that, government run this, government run that. I've yet to see anything that the government is involved in on a mass scale for poor people, especially when we're talking about affordable housing. that's good. They call it a ghetto for a reason. They call them the projects for a reason. Okay? And it's no bueno. So, folks, that is going to wrap this one up. I do need you to thumbs it up, subscribe, share, ring that bell. As I said before, I do want to thank all of you new viewers, because about half of our viewers are new. If you like what you see, if, again, you're worried about this technocratic, transhumanist takeover, and you see that the Muskernuts is no good, you see that Cuomo is no good, and again, just for Musk to endorse the guy after all those crimes we talked about during COVID, right? I mean, from the little like, let me see your papers, sir, cards. Oh, you want to see my papers? All the man was literally in a polo shirt at one point with his nipples pierced, with his freak show nipples pierced, like Dungeon Master Cuomo, and hey, running for mayor, and I guess Satan's champion, Elon Musk, is just going to go for it. So once again, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Big donors, thank you so much. I could not do it without you. There's also a PayPal link down below. Again, give me a follow on X. And look, again, the rhetoric with Mamdani could be awful. The same game is going into play with either one of those guys. I don't think there's an upside on either of them. It's not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I absolutely love you guys, and I will see you all on